I don't have words actually, how I should put it into words, because it's a very overwhelming sensation. You go thinking that you will get help, but then you realize that there are so many things, facets which keep on opening up. And not just that, the best part, I think, were all the consent forms and so many things which you have put. Even the digital coaching, which I was thinking from a long time, I finally embarked onto the digital coaching platform. So
hello friends, welcome to yet another episode of Hall of Fame interviews. And today we have with us Dr. Paula Goel from Bombay, and she's running Faith Hospitals. She is a very well-known pediatrician in that Bombay area. Congratulations, ma'am. Congratulations for the Hall of Fame. And you have already been our diamond member and platinum member. So, and we wholeheartedly are congratulating you because you have achieved great success in these years.
Thank you so much, Pranav sir. And I think it's because of you and Amit ji that so much was achieved, whatever I have achieved. More miles to go, but whatever has been achieved, a large chunk of that, a lot of gratitude to you.
From how the journey from the beginning, tell us about that, about your childhood and how you started medicine and why did you take pediatrics?
Basically, my education is from Pune. I'm from St. Mary's School and BJ Ferguson College and BJ Medical College. So when I was actually in the 11th standard, so I used to go from Pune station. We were staying near in the company quarters, and I used to travel to Ferguson College. So one day there was a person in the bus stand, Pune bus stand, whoever has seen, he had fallen down and he was convulsing. Okay. And what I found very strange and horrible was that nobody was attending to him.
Right.
And then the bus came and people actually jumped across him and went. And they got up into the bus. I was in the 11th standard and I just could not go. I stood over there and I tried helping him. I mean, not much of knowledge. Then the thing which I could do was I went to the, the office. They have the office which is there of Pune Bus Corporation ka jo hai andar in the bus stand. So I went and I told them, you see, there is a man who has fallen down, please come. Because nobody was attending to him. So I had to get him some attention. And then one of the buses came and, one of their people said, now baby, you go and we will look after him, but you did a good job. And that was the starting point, when I felt ki, at least as doctors, the first thing which we should do is to help people. Wherever you are, in wherever part of life you are in, you should go and do it.
Great. That was a great story for us. And
that was the point which started. Yeah, that was the turning point for me. Then, of course, my marks were very good and I was within the first 5 in BJ Medical College when I entered.
Okay.
In the rank list. So I did. And then I went in for my PG in pediatrics. So all that occurred. And then after that, my husband is a cardiologist. When he came to do his DM cardiology in Bombay, that was a time when I'd also applied to Royal Children's Hospital, Melbourne for adolescent medicine. Yeah. But somehow, I conceived, so I could not go for that. Right. And then I was working for many years in Bombay Municipal Corporation. I also qualified for MPSC, but I did not take it up because I was still working. And I got Pune district also. But all said and done, I got back to academics when my son was again 5 years old. So that was the time when I went back and I did my MBA. And I did my MBA from Wellinkers, in Bombay. And then I did my adolescent medicine from Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala, PGDAP. Right. Then I did my diabetology from John Hopkins. And finally, I did my US board certification in lifestyle medicine.
So you are highly educated doctor.
Long and short. Everywhere there was a need, so you'll end up doing it, I guess.
So today, right now, you're having 3 branches in Bombay, right?
Yeah, we have 3 branches in Bombay of Faith Clinic. and we cover home visit entire Mumbai, from Bhayandar, which is extreme suburb, to Churchgate.
Tell me about the first branch. How did you start? What was the mindset then, and how did it work out for you? Then the second one, the third one.
So in 2008, I decided that I'm going to leave BMC. I had no idea what I was going to do. So my husband also asked me, what you're going to do? I said, I don't know, but I need to get out of this job. Otherwise, I will never start. I'll never do anything.
Yeah.
And I used to go to the gym and I used to not talk to anybody. I used to just keep on exercising. And out of that exercising, it suddenly struck me, like there is a need. Why not do something? And initially, when we started off, it was just supposed to be a cardiology and a pediatric center. But I'll tell you, Pranav ji, in 2 months, we set up our lab and we also set up full X-ray. We were already having 2D echo and stress test.
Right.
And pediatrics में तो खैर कुछ इतना लगता नहीं, just you require a refrigerator and height, weight and all the minor things which are there. But the lab and the X-rays were set up. Then ABP and Holter also came. So the whole thing just got done within, I think, 2 months of starting because patients wanted that. And we got good response from people in the area.
That exercising, entering entrepreneurship mindset, आपको exercise करते हुए पता चला. Exercise brought the aha moment for you.
Yeah, actually.
So what have been the challenges in this journey?
So challenges, I think, when you are setting up your own center, there's a lot of issues which are there. But what also helped me to a large extent was I was working in the government for 14 years. Okay. And in that 14 years, I was in the maternity homes. So little bit of administrative knowledge was there, how to manage staff and do the reportings and all that. Because if you're in a government sector anyways, all those things little bit you learn. And I had also done MBA. So that was why I could also take the plunge. And when we started off, there were a lot of issues. People laughed. A lot of people said many things, especially as a woman, I would say if you're doing, I'm talking about 2008, there's a lot of mockery around, you set up a center.
झंझट करने की क्या जरूरत है? सब ठीक ठाक चल रहा है, अच्छी सी जॉब है.
हाँ, भाई क्या लगा है, पैसे को क्यों burn करना है, and we didn't have any loans. We put our savings into it. Okay. And we took a place on lease in Prabhadevi, which is the real estate. We were at that time paying out 2 lakhs a month only as rent. Okay. That's not a good thing to do. It was a very terrible thing to do, which I realized later, but I did it. And by grace of God, I had a good team, and it was a all ladies team, and we supported each other, the technicians, the nurses, I had lady doctors. So it was more of a ladies team which got bonded and they kept on pushing. And the idea for everyone was कि we need to make it successful.
So how did you decide क्या आपने कितना staff चाहिए, 4-5 लोग क्या रखेंगे ज़्यादा?
Pardon?
Figure out that part about the HR.
HR work used to be done by me. I had another lady, Dr. Mansi. Yeah. She was with me from the very beginning. Okay. So she set up the lab, and between both of us, we managed, and we messed up a lot in terms of taking the wrong people, and वो trial and error से सीखे, learn किए. But what I think we did was, with every mistake that we did, the idea was to say, okay, now mistake तो हो गई. What did we learn? Yeah. What did we learn from this mistake? What was the learning lesson? And to note it down. So that's how the journey sort of began. And there was actually nobody to train and guide also. So karte सीख गए. Then, of course, along the way, when you people came, all of you came, both of you, Doctorpreneur, that was the time I said, finally, there is somebody with whom we can discuss. So actually, a large chunk pushed up. So even though we had the centers, there were operational issues, and there were marketing challenges. There was streamlining of processes. NABH के लिए भी गड़बड़ चल रहे थे, to get all the things done. But after, I think, meeting you and there was a lot of insights which occurred. Right. And I think the first insight which occurred was कि you're not alone. So I think that was such a relief. You're not stressed, your brain is calmer. You take logical decisions and coherent decisions in a better way.
And there is a whole community actually, because there are community people who are also ready to help and serve one another. That also adds to it.
Yes.
So tell me about your this Northeast visit for the adolescent medicine that you went to.
Yeah. So this happened in 2022. So one day I got a call from Father Gilson, and he just told me he's calling from Tripura and from Agartala, and he wants to do something for the students over there. And frankly speaking, I never understood him, what his concept was, and I was going to travel. So I told him, Father, I'll get back to you. So then he said, okay. And then after maybe another 10 days, he called me up. He says, Doctor, do you think about my proposal? I was still not clear what he wanted. And then I said, Ki, okay, I heard him out. And so they have this festival which is called as NESNIM, Northeastern, it's a integration movement which is there. There used to be a lot of unrest. So they had got together and they were running a lot of programs. So
Right.
that particular year, they wanted to do something on addictions. And we had 500 children. So we
Addictions
came
means?
up with how to do it. So we went as a 5-member team. Each of us took 100 children. And in those 100 children, through talks, through plays, through activities, through songs, through dance, through music, through games, we worked on different forms of addiction like smoking, alcohol, peer pressure, drugs, family relationship,
Wow.
friendship, peer pressure. So many of these things, why family bonding is important. So
Yeah.
all the 5 days we used to have two sessions on
Okay.
different topics. And they told us that you have to keep them involved. So what songs we found, from the net? Fantastic songs, Hindi songs, English songs. We put the songs in the top. We made the children get up, dance. The teachers also danced.
Right.
So it was a very interactive thing. But out of every session, there used to be a key message which would come up. And we would make the children repeat those key messages. And then we even had this thing where they have to do role plays. So each session had role plays also where they would act, which enables them to understand. And then we had a role play competition also, which was put up, like the children said, now we have all learned role plays. We want to show who is the best. So we said, Karo, even March. So we put 2 fathers over there in charge. It was nice fun. 5 days, everybody had a lot of learning, had a lot of this thing. But fathers really did a fantastic job.
And you are also specialist in adolescent medicine, so you understand the teenage psychology also.
Yes.
How has this adolescent medicine taken up in India? What is the current status and features? Some light on that.
Yeah, it has actually progressed a lot. When in the time in 2010, when we did adolescent medicine, one of the earlier batches. But as of today, there's a lot of awareness. People are aware, and many patients also come. I get referrals from other doctors also, and mothers, parents are also aware. Many times, the teenagers themselves feel the need. So initially, people used to feel that adolescent medicine means only counseling. No, it is much more than that.
Yeah.
So basically, I deal with the non-communicable disease part of adolescent medicine. Okay. So all your adolescent obesity, eating disorders, diabetes, hypertension, PCOS,
right,
and some part of mental health, maybe anxiety and depression. But if they go more than that, then of course they are referred to the psychiatrist. A lot of psychosomatic issues.
Right.
So relationship issues. So a lot of things are there, and parental counseling is also very important.
Yeah. Actually, that is more important than the person's counseling also.
Yes. And we also take up teachers counseling. Yeah. Because many times, the teachers are also very stressed out.
Yeah.
So it becomes a difficult point for them also to deal with it. Like I'll just share with you, if you look at the younger classes, I always tell the schools for the younger children, the toddlers, you are having somebody who is in 21, 22-year-old teacher. That teacher herself is a child because the brain maturation occurs by 25 years of age. She is not mature. You are keeping a youngster to look after another small child. And the teenager who is about 15, 16 years old is having a teacher who is in the mid-40s, who is in the menopausal age group. So she is also going through her physiological problems and emotional upheavals, and the student is also going through this. So how it is going to now occur?
Double cross again.
It is a double cross. It's a terrible situation. And that's why we need to counsel those teachers.
That is a great insight, actually. It is good if some planning or policy maker is hearing this interview.
Yeah, because You see, it becomes so difficult. You have a small child, if the mind is not mature, they cannot deal with the toddlers, 2.5, 3-year-old. You require a lot of patience, dealing with children.
Yeah.
And at the same time, if you are having a 15 or a 16-year-old teenager, they will come with their issues. Now the teacher is also having teenager children at home. She is going through her menopause issues,
Right.
her own health, high BP, and so many things are there. Plus, she has to come and teach the same group of children that she is having.
Yeah.
She's so stressed out in her own head.
That
It's
is
a difficult
experience
case.
speaking.
It's a very difficult case for those women.
Okay. So let us now talk about what you have done in the corporate health and for the vaccination and those initiatives that you took. How did it help your practice?
So after I joined Doctorpreneur Academy, the corporate health sector, basically we put a lot of thrust in that, because till then we were struggling with the regular patients that we deal with. We still, of course, that is our work. So we have to do that. But the corporate sector also, we realized, is a chunk where, you see, most of the people who are there in the corporate wellness sector are not really doctors.
Yeah.
They are all either dietitians, or they are, what should I say, they will have a gym, so they will get a gym instructor.
Yeah.
So the gym instructor is doing all these things. So nobody actually explains the health.
Right.
Or they are having many TPAs, and they are having some, some doctor who goes over there who's not even aware of how to speak or how to communicate. So
Right.
they feel that, most of the corporates feel that if you just do a plain body checkup, like एक थायरोकेयर कैसा कि जैसे कि कुछ एक पैकेज आप डाल दो तो वो full body checkup हो गया. But actually the full body checkup is your clinical checkup also, no sir?
Right. It is most
A
important.
large chunk of it is your clinical checkup and assessment of the patient.
There is a very common thing. People usually get the whole body checkup in 100 tests and pathologically, and they don't know what is the meaning of each test.
And
Just
there will
doing it
be
right.
these multiple tests like cobalt, this, that. What you are going to do knowing also what is
Then
your
they ask for
cobalt.
interpretation. Then they'll ask you, इसका मतलब क्या होता है? Then who asks you to get it done?
How do you know how cobalt is going to cobalt, cadmium, and all these things which are there?
Yeah.
So many of these, they get these things done which has actually got no meaning, because they are basically cheap. But the idea is not to have cheap packages, but the idea is to have a doctor who is going to, or a team who can assess and give the package to the corporate who can benefit from it. So we sort of started explaining to them. Some understood, some did not. And the ones who understood, like, we have long-term thing with them. So we also branched out into food handlers health.
Okay.
So that is something which is good, where, the food that we eat, those people, most of them, they never get checked. And they could be carriers.
They could be carriers, definitely.
Carriers of hepatitis and typhoid. So checking them is very important. And as a pediatrician, of course, vaccination was always there. But then we started, during the COVID period, we also were COVID vaccination center. And we are one of the largest vaccination center apart from Hinduja. See, we are the OPD based. We are not having IPD.
Right.
So in the OPD based sector, in this Dadar Prabhadevi Worli full parade area, we are the largest vaccination unit. So
you also give vaccination to the people who are going abroad and
yeah. So student vaccination also we cover for
that's very important
who are traveling abroad. Yeah.
This is another important area for the audience, that you can venture into all these things. These are unexplored areas where doctors have a big role to play.
Adult vaccination. Adult vaccination is also something which we do, especially for diabetics and cardiac patients, pneumococcal and influenza vaccine. It's very helpful.
Yeah.
So that's something that can be done easily.
So how was the experience with Doctorpreneur Academy?
Pardon? The experience, I think, was absolutely, I don't have words actually, how I should put it into words, because it's a very overwhelming sensation. You go thinking that you will get help. But then you realize that there are so many things, facets which keep on opening up. And not
Yeah.
just that, the best part, I think, were all the consent forms and so many things which you have put. Even the digital coaching, which I was thinking from a long time, I finally embarked onto the digital coaching platform. So all those videos.
How has been your digital journey? Let's talk about that.
The digital coaching, I was thinking from a long time that I should do. But I never really got down to doing it. But then after we had a talk and all that, I got the thing done. We did the videos. So
Yeah.
then we realized that because it's a parenting topic, in India, no, people assume parenting to be a part of family dynamics.
Yeah.
So it is nothing like they feel they need to learn. So,
A
but
baby is born, so you
it's
become a parent, and
Ah,
that is what is your work starts now.
so what we have
Into the
done now,
ground.
we have broken down that into smaller things. And
Yeah.
we realize that one, people don't have so much of time to think, but the smaller bits also, if you promote, no, that is also very good. So the entire module which we had done, it got broken up, with Muhammad Ilyas's team. We sort of broke it up into smaller parts. And then like we are pushing out those. So it's a good experience. And then in the process, while I was working I work with adolescent obesity, so we realized it's basically the problem is there in the obesogenic environment, it's a family environment.
Right.
So it's not just the child who is the problem.
If he is fat, maybe his parents are also fat, and his brothers and sisters are also fat. Right.
So that's when we came up, I wrote one of the books, it was on nutrition and weight loss. Okay. And that came up with a very nice, catchy topic. And there was one while we were doing the journey on the digital coaching, we encapsulated the thing and made a book also. Okay. On parenting. And it's called Eternal Bonds. Okay. So these people are packaging the whole thing up, these two books. Let's see how they work up. This is just for information of the audience that Paula is our diamond member and platinum member. And she is also heading the Doctorpreneur groups, the state groups and the city groups that we have. And she is the main coordinator for the Bombay chapter that we have. She has always been a great friend. I think your support has been very invaluable. And even Amitji's support, always, I remember how much I used to keep on, texting you, ye kya kare, so much of stress was there. But once I see your smiling face, I used to be so relaxed. Chalo, now I can offload. Yeah. Thank you so much. So, ma'am, tell somebody something about the newcomers or new people who are joining the entrepreneurship or maybe pathology business or maybe pediatrician. So how should they plan their career? Two lessons which I have learned. I cannot tell people how they should plan. I can only say what lessons I have learned. One is we should never stop learning. Wherever we are at whichever point of time, we should always look ahead. The going may be tough, but you have to keep on pushing. There will be 100 people to tell you that you are going wrong, but there may be one person to tell that you are right. I think that is more than sufficient. So faith in self is very important, and that becomes very difficult if you are getting challenged at all points. But we should all take that leap of faith and jump. क्या होगा? थोड़ा बहुत पैसा इधर उधर बर्बादी होगा, उससे ज्यादा तो कुछ नहीं होगा. But if you learn the lessons, see the same, we cannot make the same mistake twice. Right. Twice if you make, okay, you may not have understood. But if it is third time, same mistake made, then you're really messed in your head. You have not learned the lesson. Right. So that is something I think which is very important. Learning the lessons. If you learn the lessons, then you can sail through. And for me, though, I think I used to always feel from BMC, I jumped into the Arabian Sea off the coast of Bombay. So without even floats. Yeah. So आपको तो swimming करना ही पड़ेगा ना? Right. Otherwise, there are two options. You can't turn back, no? You have burn the bridges. Because your back bridge is burnt. Yeah. If you stand there, you will drown. Yeah. So you have to swim. You have to swim. And it's like riding a bicycle. आपको pedal करते ही रहना पड़ेगा. You can't stop. Great. If you stop, you'll fall down. Yes.
So very interesting, because you have given some 2-3 very interesting messages, like it is not a failure, but it is a learning. And you
It's
have
a
to try. You have to keep trying, and you have to keep running your bicycle, and you should have faith. That is the name of your clinic also.
Yeah, my clinic is called Faith, Faith with a Y. Why Faith? For the
Mm.
trust. Patients should trust us. And I think that's very important now, because as doctors, you see, many times I don't even, in public, no, I don't even say I'm Dr. Paula Goel. I just say Paula Goel. Because people have so many things to say about doctors.
As soon as you say doctor, वो याद करेगा कि मेरे को यहाँ कोई बीमारी तो नहीं है.
बीमारी नहीं है, then they will say which doctor has cheated them, who's done
Yes,
this,
yes.
who's done that.
Lot of
Because
negativity.
somewhere, no, our name as a this thing which
Fraternity.
is there, fraternity. I don't know why it has got ruined, but it has got ruined, and it is up to us.
Exactly. He also
It
tells
is
this
up to
because
us.
whatever negative news is there, it is always come in the market and newspaper and
Yes.
everywhere. Positive is never appreciated.
Positive. Nobody speaks about how much a doctor has actually spent so many years of their life serving. So
Yeah.
even if a doctor does a surgery or a patient ka kuch ho gaya, so there is a big thing, but nobody is doing it purposely, no.
Nobody
At
has seen
least-
100 patients he has saved.
So that is why beach mein to there was, I don't know, where was it? There was some bridge collapse. So
Yeah.
there was a joke at that time going on. कि अभी भी डॉक्टर को पीटेंगे, ब्रिज क्यों कोलैप्स हुआ, पेशेंट क्यों मर गए? Because you will not catch engineer, you will not catch builder, you will not catch other people. You will catch the doctor ki patient kyun mar gaya.
Yeah.
So
That is
a
the
very
effort
sad-
which they are doing to create some positivity in the environment.
Yes, yes, that is important. That is important, and I think as a fraternity, we should refrain from professional jousting.
Yeah. You are your worst enemy
Yes, yes, yes. We are
when it comes to
always
the
our worst enemy. So we should always learn to, give support and help
collaboration.
and praise the
Great.
efforts.
Great.
I
So
think that has been my learning.
lot of learnings from your career and your life. So
Thank you.
great.
Thank you, Dr. Pranav.
If you want to understand how we practice and how we help all of them, then please click the link below and join the webinar, and please attend it and then join the community. Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here.